Alrighty, I have been delaying this for far too long. um, there. So we. I am so awkward behind the mic. It is not even funny. Welcome to my 1,000 subscriber Q&A special, where I asked you guys, a while ago to send in your questions via community post or on Twitter. And the latest one was the Mashu Power comic dub, where if you weren't able to put your question in the community post, you can just leave it as a comment in the pinned one for that video. Yes, English is hard. Yeah, so a little brief background. If I sound a little broken during this recording, it is most likely because I can't English at the moment. Partly because my brain might be dead, and partly also because English is fucking hard. Yeah. So wait, let me just there. I should sound much better now with the mic closer to me. All right then. Let's get started. Nightlight Cookie Jar asks, at Velvet, favorite Fate anime adaptation. Favorite Fate anime adaptation? Okay. So, my favorite would have to be, I think this is a very unpopular opinion, but my favorite Fate anime adaptation would have to be the Fate prototype OVA, just because I am like, there's like a lot of things I am biased for in prototype, such as King Arthur. I'm also a big fan of Kana Hanazawa. I'm actually frustrated at the fact that she has no voice servant in like FGO right now. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. Maybe if we get an Ayakasuru servant, maybe. Yeah. But if you're gonna ask me about like a full series, it will have to be Fate Zero, because that was the anime that got me back into Fate, like a lot of people, because I kind of fell off of Fate after I watched the Dean adaptation of the Fate route like years ago. I first watched it on TV when I was a kid, and I absolutely understood nothing, just that there was like lots of action and Greek heroes and stuff like that. I only like got to understand it once I rewatched it after I got to finish Fate Zero. I was like, oh, a lot of things make a lot of sense now. I loved how it gave us an ensemble cast, and like I liked how the characters were not painted as like pure white and pure black. They were like morally gray. And I also loved how it was the Ura Butcher who wrote it, because I've been a big fan of his work ever since I watched Madoka. Also, that was also the anime where I actually rediscovered my love for Yuki Kajura. I'm a big fan of Yuki Kajura. Like, oh man, I don't even need to explain. Her work is top tier, and I cannot wait for like all the other shows and games and like whatever she puts out. I will eat it all up. Sleepy Stout asks, who is your favorite Fate character? And also, what got you into voice acting? Who is my favorite Fate character? Man, who is my favorite Fate character? Well, I love all of them. It's hard to choose. If I had to like choose one, it would have to be that's quite a tough choice. For the longest while, I was a huge fan of Saber. I love her so much. I loved her in Dean. I loved her in Fate Zero. I loved her in Unlimited Blade Works. I love her in Heaven's Feel. I loved her especially in Carnival Phantasm. But the thing is, with the introduction of FGO and like its numerous servants, it's kind of changed. Because right now, my ultimate favorite Fate character so far is Marie. I love her so much. My friends know very well that I adore Miss Marie Antoinette to bits. I max grilled her to 100. I recently 10 her skills. She's on her way to Bond 10, and she's also going to be the servant whom I will give all my gold foes to. Explaining why I love Marie Antoinette so much would be a whole different story, though. What got me into voice acting? How I got into voice acting? So I grew up as a theater kid. My very first show was when I was like 7, 8, and that was a major supporting role. I was like, I was Pumbaa for The Lion King, and I fell in love with the performing arts ever since. My experience with the performing arts for theater is not just limited to like acting itself. I also sing. I've also done dance recitals. I've also done a bit of like other types of performing aside from theater. So my love for the performing arts blossomed when I learned that people fan dub anime on YouTube back then. I was like, oh, that's so cool. They can like talk over the characters, and they kind of wanted to do it too. I was like, I really wanted to do it because it looks so much fun. That's pretty much it, actually. It's because of theater that I got into voice acting. I just loved acting so much. It's always so fun immersing yourself into the minds, heads, hearts of like other people in different worlds. Not only that, you also get to like get a chance to make people happy. And when I make people happy, I feel happy. As cheesy as it may sound, but that's what I feel. So Franco Billa asks, what hero can be a shielder? Galahad don't count. I'm actually a huge lore junkie. I love diving deep into lore and mythology and history and just searching up all and like just soaking up all the knowledge because it's fun. I don't know about you guys, but it's really fun learning about the stories of like ages past, whether it be fictional or not. More often than not, I go into lore discussions with some of my friends if they can keep up with me, because sometimes I think I bored them to death. So for Shielder class, there's actually a bunch of possibilities aside from Galahad. So one, there's Achilles. Achilles is one. There's also Perseus. That's also one. Leonidas is also one. I was actually surprised he's summoned as a lancer, not a shielder, because have you seen his design and his lore? So those are like 3 possibilities right there that are in the game, that are possibly in the game, because I last I checked, Perseus was data mined, but I don't know when he's appearing. But you also never know with DW. You never know when they're just gonna add something in the game, like caster shooting anyone like that threw me for a loop, that's for sure. I was expecting a berserker shooting first before caster, but okay. So Kino asks, favorite dub you've done? Favorite dub, if I had to choose, well, it's not just one. I have 2 that I hold very, very special in my heart. It's the Live the Life You Deserve one, the one I did with Finchy, and Wedding Dress, the one I did with Haru. They're the ones that I hold really, really deep in my heart for very different reasons. So you know how like artists and whatnot have like a different backstory for each of their creations. Like some they did when they were bored, some because they were going through something, some because they were just doing for shits and giggles. It's kind of also like that with the comic dubs I've done. Every comic dub I've uploaded, well, actually not just every comic dub, every video I have uploaded on this channel, there is always a story behind it. Whether it was because I met a new friend or something was going on behind the scenes, I might do a video where I kind of like just do something like this, where I just sit down and talk to you guys about the story for each one, but that might be boring, so nah. But yeah, they're the ones I hold deep in my heart. For Live the Life You Deserve, I hold it very special in my heart because it was a huge first for me and my team. Back then, my team only consisted of me, Finchy, and Arnie, and we were all like newbies, complete noobs to making comic dubs. It was my first time actually directing someone else to do the lines. It was Finchy's first time to like redraw panels, and it was also Arnie's first time to like find proper music for a comic dub like that. It was a lot of first for us, and I'm glad it was like our first comic dub together, because we loved the message of that video, of that comic so much. We loved the message of that comic so much that we didn't care wasn't popular or something. We didn't care about the views. We just wanted to spread that message around, and I'm just so happy that a lot of people loved it. Really, really, it meant a lot to us that a lot of people loved it, because I think it's a message a lot of people need to hear. And if we were able to like help one person recognize that they need to live the life they deserve, that's enough for us. That's more than enough for us. As for Wedding Dress, that's also very special to me, because that was the first time I had to cry behind the mic. That was a huge feat for me. I never thought I could actually bring out those type of emotions for a comic dub. And surprisingly, I also didn't expect it to like be popular. Like, I think that was the first time. Yeah, I think that was one of the I wasn't expecting that video to like reach 30,000 hits. Like, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's like 30,000 hits. Like, holy heck, thank you so much. I think I made a lot of people cry, but hey, that means I did a good job, right? That's always a good job for me. So, Mitch Pitch asks, "Hi Mitch, when did you first realize voice acting was something you wanted to do?" I had a rough start with voice acting, to be honest, because I grew up with theater. I got so used to the stage that when it was my turn to talk, to act, to perform behind the mic, I got major anxiety. I got major stage fright. Like, no joke, when I was like first starting out, I was definitely more nervous being inside a booth than I would be performing in front of like hundreds of people. That's how rough I had it. Like, I would rather be in front of like 100, even 1,000 people performing a piece than like recording like 2 or 3 lines behind the booth. There was like major anxiety. I first realized I wanted to do voice acting when people believed in me. Oh my god, that sounds so cheesy. Oh my god. But yeah, I realized I really wanted to do voice acting when my friends saw that I had a lot of potential and that they knew I could make it. They knew that I can actually get it, like I can actually pursue this as a career. And when I got that encouragement and support, that's when I realized, hey, maybe I do actually have a shot at this. Let's actually pursue this thing. And I think one of the things that pushed me to do it was when I first did that Daya Ako comic dub, like way back. I think, yeah, it was 2017. I asked a friend of mine, Miss Vanille Velasquez, to be the Diana for that comic, and I just decided to take a shot at it. Why not, right? Why not? And a lot of people, both online and in real life, loved it. They were like, make more. And unfortunately, I couldn't make more at the time because I was busy with college. Then, so while I was like not uploading videos, I was taking up acting classes. I was like going to studios, trying to learn what it was like. And the more I learned about it, the more I was like, hey, this sounds fun. I want to do this every day. Let's do it. Man, I'm like rambling so much. This is gonna be like a long ass Q&A video, even though there's only like 20 questions. Oh boy. Next is Justin Celeste. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Out of the 6 Sakura faces, BB, Melt, Lip, King Protea, Parvati, and Kama, which one is your favorite? And who would you try to summon in a traditional Holy Grail war, either on Earth or the moon? Out of the 6 Sakura faces, by far my favorite is BB. I love her to bits. She's such a fun character. She's a strong woman AI thing, and I just love how interesting she is. Like, every time I see her, or like every time I I watched that playthrough of CCC on YouTube. She's such a joy to watch whenever she's on screen, and like she is like not boxed in by one archetype. She's her own thing, and I love it. But who would I try to summon in a Holy Grail War? Parvati, no questions asked. It's definitely Parvati. Yes. Why Parvati? Because she's nice. She's Sakura, and she's Parvati. You know, one of like the nicest goddesses out there. Yes. Yeah, let's choose her. Quick segue. I want to ask you guys. So, what character or servant would you guys like me to dub? I'm genuinely curious. I am genuinely curious about that. But anyway, let's continue. Manluck asks, what class and who do you want to summon if you have the chance to attend the Holy Grail War, and tell why if you can? Man, I honestly can't imagine myself summoning someone in the Holy Grail War. But if I did summon someone, I'd love to summon someone like Nightingale. Yeah. Okay. So I know she's like insane with the madness enhancement. But I love her Noble Phantasm Nightingale Pledge. I really love how when she activates it, it activates this sort of safe zone. There's no enemies in that safe zone, only people you have to help. And I think it reflects how I view wars in general. I don't really like fighting. If anything, I want to be that person who's always neutral. But if there's something I really need to fight for, I will fight for it in the most. But if I ever get the chance to get like this power to like fight, I want to use it to protect and to heal, and not to hurt. Rara Gaming asks, considering your recent video, this was I think this was during Wish for the Holy Grail. Considering your recent video, let me ask you this. Which servant would you propose to, or being proposed by, and why? Oh boy. If I get the chance, I would love to be proposed to by King Arthur, because husbando. Yeah. No, that I don't even need to explain. Arthur was like one of the reasons why I even started playing FGO, not gonna lie. I loved him in Prototype. I can't wait to see more of him. Hopefully, please, DW, give me more of him. But if I were to propose to someone, man, it's tough. There's like a lot of cute girls and cute guys to propose to in Fate. I can't choose. So if I got a chance to propose to anyone, I would probably propose for them to join my harem. Yeah. Classic Bat asks, what would you use the Holy Grail for? If I had the Holy Grail, I would probably use it as a trophy. Probably. Or just give it to my servant. Really, I have like absolutely no desire for the Grail. You know, on a second thought, I'll just make Pokemon real. Yeah, I'd use it to make Pokemon real. Finchkel asks, will you buy me chicken nugget? Yes, if you buy me the Sakura float. Morphe asks, Moikai? Yes, for 10 hours. All day, every day. Tasso Garika asks, what is your process of picking what comics, etc. to dub? Okay, so I have this team. I have like the staff. Okay. So, I have this team. I have a staff that helps me behind the scenes for comic dubs. They help me clean, crop the panels. They help me redraw if necessary. They also help me find good sound design. They also help me edit. And here's the thing: it starts as a group DM, right? I would go to the group DM. I would send them a link of a comic I like, and I would go, "Hey guys, this sounds fun. I want to do this. Let's do this." And they would say yes, almost all the time anyway. And we do it, pretty much. There are cases though where I choose a comic dub just because I love the artist's work and I want to like take a shot of like dubbing their comics and just bringing it to life and just showing and like just showcasing their art to a wider audience. There's really no process that goes on. I just choose what I like, and if the team likes it too, then we do it. Abner Nothing asks, is Trap gay? Does it really matter? Emerald 5 asks, or Emerald V, I'm so sorry, I don't know. Which card are you going to pick for the anniversary? It doesn't matter because Desire Sensor is gonna screw me over anyway. Nasty Crime Boy asks, favorite and least favorite Fate route? Favorite route would have to be Heaven's Feel. Least favorite would have to be Unlimited Blade Works. And I'm not saying I hate Unlimited Blade Works, no, it's just my least favorite. And I have a huge bias for Sakura. Angel Serrano asks, which serve do you fap to? I don't need to fap to a servant if I'm getting some in real life anyway, so... Got him! Alright, so I got this question over on Twitter. So Eddie just sent me a bunch of questions. Eddie asks, what made you get into voice acting? Okay, I already answered that. Biggest inspiration, industry and or community? I guess my biggest inspiration, one of them have to be Miyuki Sawashiro sensei. For as far as favorite seiyus goes, Miyuki Sawashiro sensei and Megumi Hiyashibara sensei. They are my favorite seiyus in Japan by far, and I'm like super happy Miyuki Sawashiro sensei can like voice so many characters in the game. Also, I can't wait for the day, hopefully, that maybe Megumi Hiyashibara sensei can also voice a character for Fate. For English, my favorite is Cherami Lei. God, I love her so much. She's just the sweetest person. My favorite role for her would have to be A2 from Nier Automata. And one of my dreams is to actually meet her and just thank her for being such a huge inspiration for me. What motivates you? Aside from seeing the monthly rent. Joking aside, what motivates me? I guess my friends. Yeah, it's the people who like love listening to my voice. No joke. It really pushes me to do my best when people say they love hearing my voice, because sometimes I can't believe it myself. Sometimes, more often than not, actually, I find it hard to believe when people say they like my voice. Because for the longest time, I hated it. I hated it so much. I've taken like steps to slowly accept what my voice is. They're baby steps, but steps nonetheless. Favorite character voice? I don't have any favorite character voice at the moment because it's been like years since I've actually started voice acting, but I still don't know what's my best character or like my favorite at the moment. But right now, I'm slowly leaning towards characters that cry. I don't know. I think it's because I noticed a lot of times that I've been able to like put my 100%, my all when it comes to characters that cry, like open when it comes to their emotions. And it's been such a pleasure. It's one reason why I love the Wedding Dress comic dub so much. It's because of that. Most challenging character to voice, Shuten Doji, by far. When I first did Shuten Doji, I had the mindset that, oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this character so bad. I'm just gonna try to make it as least trashy as possible, if that makes sense. Because I've seen her character in like, she's like one of the most popular Fate Grand Order characters, like in terms of cosplay, fan art, and my god. And then I also see her being like dubbed in different ways in like the voice acting circles, and I'm like, oh my god, these people are like so much better than me in voicing Shuten, and I don't even deserve to voice her. I had those kind of thoughts, that kind of mindset. With that kind of mindset, plus the fact that Aoi Yuki gave her such a distinct, such an iconic performance, it really intimidated me a lot, so I'm not super confident when doing Drunk Oni. But hey, I'm having fun while doing it, and people seem to like it, and so I'll just keep doing it then until it doesn't feel like it's the most challenging character to voice. Most and least favorite character archetypes, I've touched upon that a while ago during my rambles. My favorite character archetype would have to be characters that are highly emotional, crybabies, basically, because it shows that they're open and brave enough to like put their emotions on front. And I always love characters that do that because that requires a lot of courage. And I think people tend to underestimate how much strength and how much bravery you need to have to always be bare with your emotions to people around you. Lee's favorite character archetype would have to be tsunderes. Yes, by far. They're like the most annoying archetype. I can count in one hand the tsunderes I actually like. Rin Tosaka being the number one that I like the most. She's cream of the crop tsundere right there. She's a tsundere done right. And I wish a lot of shows did the same. Carl Zambrano asks, who is your favorite servant of all time? Well, Marie Antoinette. Well, I think this is my chance now to like talk about why I love Marie Antoinette so much. I love Marie so much, not only because she was my tutorial servant, but after learning about her story and learning about how she acts and like the game, I just fell in love with her character. I love how she's like this person who's kind and loving to everyone, but also at the same time she's hiding a part of herself that she doesn't want the master to see. Like there's something hidden beneath her that we have yet to like encounter fully. We've seen a glimpse of her other side in her interlude, and we've also seen how complex her backstory actually is during one of the parts in the summer event. And I don't like it how people tend to like just see Maria as a meme when in fact she has like so much potential. She has like one of the most complex backstories in FGO, and I wish we got to explore more of that. On the other hand, the one thing I actually wish for in FGO is to get a Zerker or an Avenger class Marie. Innocent Monster would fit her so well. It's not even funny. And if it's also possible, I'd love to. I think I posted this on Reddit once before. I want Marie to have an interaction with Edmond Dantes, just because I want to see an interaction about revenge that's not edgy. Not to say, not to like just throw the other Avengers under the bus, but it would be like a different perspective. And I think having that little interaction, no matter how small it may be, it can be like a fucking My Room voice line for all I care. That would be great. Just to like show people that Marie is not just what's up my homies person. She's not just a meme. She's a great character with tons of potential. That, and she carried me for the longest time in the game. I actually have like a folder in my phone where Marie just clutches it for me each time. yeah, it's called Kira Queen Saves Red's Ass. Man, yeah, I love her so much. I can't wait for her to get Bond 10, her writer version anyway, because after her writer version, I will start working on her caster version. Then Dui Kao, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Who do you ship the most in the Fate series? Well, aside from the canon couples, I don't really ship Marie and Dantes, but I really like the potential, the dynamic they have. I really, really like the dynamic between Shuten Doji and Sakata Kintoki. I ship Shiro with Saber a lot, yeah. My guilty pleasure ship is also Saber and Gil. Considering that Gil is like one of the characters in Fate where I don't really hate him, but if I met him, I would slap him on the face with a chair multiple times. Yes. So that's like one reason why Gil and Saber is one of my guilty pleasure ships, because their canon dynamic is pretty toxic, but AUs exists. Also, they look really good together. Any other ships that come to mind? Well, aside from Shuten and Kintoki, I also like the dynamic between Ibaraki and Shuten Doji. I like them. I like them together. Yeah, I'm not really a big shipper person. That's pretty much it. And then we have Kiyo Falcon. Amazing work as always, Velvet, and thank you for always making me smile whenever I watch your vids. Aw, thank you. Now, as for my question, what other games do you play besides FGO, and what are your future plans for your channel? What other games besides FGO? I play Love Live School Idol Festival and Bang Dream, pretty much. I regularly tier in Bandori. I make sure I get the top 10,000 title each event ever since it got released in EN. As for Sif, I used to regularly tier. I used to always go for tier 3. I kind of stopped just because I wanted to like also focus on other games like Bandori and FGO. I actually tried a bunch of games aside from them, but it's either they didn't really capture my attention, or they're a big time sink I'm not prepared to commit in, like Grand Blue or Starira, Review Starlight. Those games, they're fun, but yeah, as I said, they're huge time sinks, and I can't commit to them as much as I would like. For the second part of your question, which was what are your future plans for a channel, I will connect it with another question by another user asked, any comic dubs you want to do or are currently in the works? I think it's better to show you bits and pieces of what I have currently making. So I will show you a bunch of clips after this. Aside from that, I'll also be releasing a trailer for a big project coming soon, which I'm asking the help of fellow FGO comic dubber Kiyo for help, and a bunch of others as well. I say it's big because, oh boy, I don't think it's been done before in the FGO community, so it's quite a task. I'm so excited for you guys to see the trailer that we will be dropping soon. In a general sense, since it's June, I'm going to post a few comics to celebrate Pride Month. Yay, LGBT plus represent. Yes. There's the big project coming up. There's also since Onigashima got announced as well, so you bet there's going to be comics in relation to that, to the Onigashima crew. There's a series I plan on doing with a fellow voice actor for my channel. It's not related to FGO, but you'll see. And there's also another big fan dub I've been wanting to do for a while now, because that anime show doesn't have an English dub at the moment, and I find that sad because it deserves it so bad. So since it doesn't have a dub, I'm gonna make one myself with a bunch of friends, of course, and fellow voice actors. I think that's most of I think that's all of the questions right here. So again, thank you everyone for sending in those questions. I hope I was able to answer all of them sufficiently. And I just want to say thank you very much for all the support you have given me. The fact that my team and I got 1,000 subs when we had like nothing going on for us. We were like first time video editors, first time sound designers, first time voice actors. Not to mention the fact that like we knew no one in the FGO tuber community, so we really had to like build ourselves from the ground up. And the fact that not only was I able to meet like so many cool people to like collaborate with me on the channel, but also people who actually love listening to my voice and love watching our content, man, that still blows me away. So to the 1,490 something of you who sub to my channel and watch our content, thank you very much. Thank you so much. The only thing I can promise right now is that we're gonna continue to work hard to put out the best content we can do. Whether it be comic dubs, fan dubs, heck, even shit posts. We're just having so much fun right now doing all this, and not only are we like just having fun, immersing ourselves in the world of Fate, we're also making people happy I see myself doing this for quite a while. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you very much. I cannot stress it enough. If you have any other questions for me that you'd like answered, not just for me by the way, but also for my staff, please feel free to leave them down below and I will get to it as soon as I can. All right, here are previews of what we're planning to do. Take away.